Good morning. Our reflection during this Lenten series comes from the All Saints Church in the Parish of Bull Creek-Leeming. I am the Rector, the Revd Bruce Hyde. Our reading this morning comes from St John chapter 7. When they heard these words, some in the crowd said, "This is really the prophet." Others said, "This is the Messiah." But some asked, "Surely the Messiah does not come from Galilee, does he? Has not the scripture said that the Messiah is descended from David and comes from Bethlehem, the village where David lived?" So there was a division in the crowd because of him. Some of them wanted to arrest him, but none laid hands on him. Then the temple police went back to the chief priests and Pharisees, who asked them, "Why did you not arrest him?" The police answered, "Never has anyone spoken like this." Then the Pharisees replied, "Surely you have not been deceived too, have you? Has any one of the authorities or of the Pharisees believed in him? But this crowd, which does not know the law, they are accursed." Nicodemus, who'd gone to Jesus before and who was one of them, asked, "Our law does not judge people without first giving them a hearing to find out what they are doing, does it?" They replied, "Surely you are not also from Galilee, are you? Search and you will see that no prophet is to arise from Galilee." Well, when the temple police were questioned in this reading as to why they had not fulfilled their orders and arrested Jesus, they responded with the words, "Never has anyone spoken like this." What we see unfolding in this passage here today is a division between those who think they know what criterion a Messiah must fill to be authentic, and those who simply encounter Jesus for who he is and then respond to this truth. This decision that each person must take is about who Jesus is, lies at the heart of John's Gospel and our Christian faith. What I find so engaging about this tension, and in particular the methods of derision used by people who think they have superior knowledge, is that we continue to see these same kinds of techniques being employed in our present day. The distribution of misleading information or fake news, the suppression of information, and all the strategies to put other people's positions down just so that you may turn to believe another group's position are all too prevalent today. I wonder if you can remember a time when someone tried to convince you to accept their position or argument by making you feel that your judgment or your intellect was either incorrect or slightly faulty. At the heart of this text is the decision the hearers are being invited to take about the true identity of Jesus. Jesus said to the hearers, "Let anyone who is thirsty come to me, and let the one who believes in me drink." And to this, people reacted quite differently. Some thought he may well be a prophet like Moses, and others, well, they thought he could even be the Messiah. Yet even others dismissed that claim because Jesus came from the wrong place. He was from Galilee and not Bethlehem. The question that is placed before all of us is this: what criterion will I use to decide the real identity of Jesus? Is he truly the Son of God for me? And how will I go about making this decision? Last year, I hosted a series of lectures on Christianity and Judaism in the lead-up to Advent. I had hoped it might help us gain a deeper understanding of our Jewish roots in the Christian faith and in our worship. On the first evening, the Jewish presenter gave us a short account of his own understanding of who Jesus was from a Jewish perspective. I must say I found this most interesting but also deeply challenging. He talked about how the Jewish people did not believe Jesus fitted the Jewish expectations for the Messiah. During his talk, I wondered myself how others who were listening might have taken this, since they were Christians. Well, most of them graciously received his message, but one person was visibly disturbed and responded with a raised and defensive voice, seeking to refute what he understood were incorrect beliefs. In short, he set out to try to convince the Jewish man that his understanding of Jesus was wrong. Of course, this approach, however well-intentioned, was always going to fail, for it was setting to diminish the Jewish man's faith. Well, as I reflected on our reading this morning, it occurred to me that what took place in our church that night was the same situation that was happening in this reading. However, the roles were reversed. Instead of the Jewish religious authorities trying to dissuade people who'd encountered Jesus that their perception was inadequate, in our church we had a Jewish man being told that his understanding was incorrect because he didn't fully understand our Christian scriptures. Well, friends, as we continue our journey through Lent, we are now moving closer to Holy Week, where Jesus enters Jerusalem on a donkey, goes into the temple and upends the table, and there is a flashpoint between him and the Jewish authorities. Jesus invites us to not judge him on any of our pre-existent systems and structures, but instead to simply encounter him as he is, to come and see, in the same words he offered to Andrew at the beginning of this gospel. Experiencing Jesus through our Holy Week liturgies, I believe, is one of the great gifts the Church has to offer the world. For through our liturgies, each person is invited to come face to face with the real Jesus, who meets us through his own passion and resurrection. Our invitation to you is simple. Come and see. The Lord be with you.